All right, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to our Season 3 Speed the Light Survivor finale. We got some people in the house. Family members of our survivors, man, it has been an incredible third season with a new location, new challenges, and new survivors. And I just want to encourage you, as we go through this episode, you still have an opportunity to give. Okay, we are so close to that $25,000 mark, and once we hit above that, every single dollar is going to be matched. So go ahead, jump on, and text the amount, the survivor's name to 912-559-5506. And by the way, we had a huge surge of funds just come in. It is such a tight race right now between our two finalists. So again, let me give you that number one more time. Text either Paxton or text Sydney. Let me get this right. The amount, then Paxton or Sydney to 912-559-5506. You can give at any point during this episode. We want to encourage you to do that. We are so excited to crown our soul survivor. But in order to get to a soul survivor, some have to get eliminated. And so we're going to talk to our eliminated survivors right now. Let's welcome them to the platform. Come on, if you're in the house, give it up for them. Millard, Tamara, Elena, and Ridley. Come on, don't stop. Give it up for them. Welcome to the finale. Listen, we could not be here without you guys. So thank you for participating, for taking part in Season 3 of Speed the Light Survivor. I want to go ahead. I want to talk to Millard first. If you'll hand him the mic. Millard, it's good to see you again, man. You got the J's on. I know you couldn't wear those at camp, so you're feeling good about wearing them now. Man, tell us, I know your time was a little short-lived, man, but I feel like you were the favorite in that group. They just kept, talking about you afterwards, they named mice after you, drew pictures for you. I mean, you're a pretty popular kid in the camp, man. Tell me a little bit about what the Survivor experience has meant to you.
To me, it was pretty good because, it was short-lived, so, I get to go home and take showers and watch it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be out there, but, I could still go out there and talk to them.
Yeah.
And socialize, so.
That's awesome.
Pretty good for me.
So, I mean, even in that amount of time that you were there, would you say you at least had a good time being out there? That's awesome.
I caught a fish.
You caught a fish. There you go, man. That's a great experience. Awesome. All right, I'm going to hand this over to Tamara. Tamara, you brought so much energy into the camp.
Of course. That's what I tried to come here for, make it lively at camp. I didn't want to sit around and just be bored and waiting for competitions all day, so you have to bring the energy.
That's right. So listen, yeah. So I got to meet your dad tonight, Marvin the human, okay? And so tell me, you're getting picked up from camp, you have your little tank of mice, and what was the decision?
Oh, this decision was no. He made me turn right back around. Release Remy, Millard, Marvin, and Chumley. He made me give them back.
Did you cry?
Oh, I did. I shed a couple tears.
Yeah, just 5 tears, one for each one.
One for each.
Okay. So did you release them back at camp?
Close to camp, but a little far off.
Okay, all right. So hopefully maybe they found all their cousins and stuff, and they're all just hanging out at Survivor Camp. That's pretty cool. All right, well, we'll hand this off to Ridley real quick. Ridley, you've been so much fun to be around the camp, man. So tell me, what's been one experience that you're like, man, I'm gonna take this with me forever after leaving Survivor?
I think one experience, is just really relying on other people and connecting with them. Whenever I was out at camp, I really thought, I'd miss just the internet and everything else more, but I don't know, having other people with me, I felt like I wasn't missing out on anything.
Yeah.
Because I had everyone else to just share that moment with and really connect to. So.
That's awesome. So tell me about Hibachi. We got to see the episode, you and Paxton just going to hang out and eating some sushi and hibachi. What was that like?
Oh, it was great. The front lady was very nice, a little too nice. She asked a lot of questions, but I guess she had good reason. And then we tried calamari, which was different. It was kind of like I mean, no offense to Paxton, it was kind of like chewing on a tire. It was very chewy.
Why would that be offensive to Paxton?
He really liked it.
Because he liked it? Okay, gotcha.
And then we got sushi, which I really liked, but he thought was all right, I guess.
Okay. So he's more of a calamari guy, you're more of a sushi guy.
Right.
Okay. And then what about the dinnertainment, like all the fun cooking and all that stuff?
It was very nice.
Yeah.
He did us right with all the shopping and flipping.
So after that experience, 10 out of 10, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Ridley, you're awesome. Hand it off to our winningest survivor in Survivor history, the 3-time Immunity Challenge winner, Elena. Elena, like, I know when, like, from day one, when you were like, I said, hey, what are you most looking forward to? When I called you the girl in the Soundgarden shirt, you said, you know, like, I'm here for the challenges, like, that's what I'm most looking forward to. And then I asked you, like, hey, did you come to win? And you're like, yeah. And so you did, you showed up. Like, did you ever think, like, it would get back to back to back like that?
I came in and I definitely didn't think I was going to win a bunch of challenges, but I was looking forward to, like, the creativity with them and the relation back to the actual TV shows.
Yeah. So have you watched, like, Survivor on TV and stuff like that? So
Partially.
a little bit, because you got to have a little bit of knowledge kind of coming into this game. So getting to see some of those challenges firsthand, that was pretty cool. But listen, I think you had a lot of people that were rooting for you. You were making Survivor history as you went through each one of those immunity challenges. So tell me a little bit about the L. We're gonna just talk about it for a second. When you lost in during the ball and the wheel challenge, what was that like? What was difficult about it?
It was difficult because you would think you would move it in a circle because it's a circle, but no, you had to move it back and forth, and I didn't really get that far, and mine just flew right out.
I got you. Yeah, and listen, that it's one of those things when you watch it on TV, you're going like, I mean, I could do that. That's no problem.
It didn't seem that hard, but
But then when you're actually having to get into it, it's super difficult. Well, guys, I know it stinks to go home early, but man, each and every one of you brought so much into this season that it just would not have been the same without you guys. So, audience, will you just give them a round of applause one more time? Man, so awesome. And so now we've got to get to the final two. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start it with Ridley. I want you to give me your predictions. Who's it going to be, Sydney or Paxton?
I'm gonna let that be a surprise. No disclaimers.
No, you can't. You're not going to give just a name. Like, you're not saying who wins. You're just like, this is who I think's going to win.
I'm gonna just leave it to God.
Okay. All right. This is great television. Elena, give me who you think's going to win Survivor.
I think the girls are going to continue to take all the wins. I think it's going to be Sydney.
All right. One vote for Sydney. We have one question mark down there. All right. Tamara, who do you think?
I also think it's going to be Sydney because the blessed beans.
All right. She's got the beans. All right. Millard, give us your vote.
I think it's going to be Paxton because the boys have been the underdog the whole time.
All right. We love an underdog. Good David and Goliath story going on. Again, what I said in the very beginning, it was not just to build suspense. I just checked the numbers before we got on the air, and we are so close together between Paxton and Sydney, and that is really, really cool. So we want to encourage you, again, to get on your phone and text to give, okay? Text the amount and either Paxton or Sydney's name to 912-559-5506. Again, the amount and Sydney or Paxton to 912-559-5506. 5506. We're going to close the giving about 2 minutes after this video that we're about to show you guys. So be sure to jump on. Don't wait. Give right now, okay? So to kind of end things, kind of wrap things up in our season, we decided to bring in something that's kind of like a staple in Survivor, and that's a fire challenge. So Paxton and Sydney competed in a fire challenge to win $500 towards their total. And so we're excited to get to show you this episode. I believe it's ready. We're going to show it right now. Enjoy. Come on in, guys. Come on in, guys. Welcome to your final reward challenge. Tonight's challenge, it's real simple. Fire making. You've got everything you need there on top of your barrel to make a fire. The goal is to build a fire that's tall enough to burn through that rope that'll release the flag, showing that you have succeeded. All right, you wanna know what you're playing for?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're playing for an additional $500 towards your overall total for Speed the Light Survivor. I think that's worth playing for, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, on my go, you can start assembling and then start building. Survivors ready? Go. All right, first they are working on untangling this rope, fraying it up to create some good tinder that will ignite quickly. So they're taking some time to do that first to build a good base, then they'll work on their teepee to try to build a good fire. Right now, it's a little tedious, but it'll be worth it. Let's see who decides to stop and start with their fire first. He's almost got about 8 or 10 inches on that braid already. Everyone taking their time, no one in a real rush. All right, Paxton's laying down the bird's nest. Let's see what he chooses first. He may start to try to just light that first. All right, oh, almost got a little bit. Once you get a good spark in there, you're gonna wanna try to bring some oxygen into that fire. Survivors trying to get a flame going. Paxton had one up just a little bit. Gotta nurture it a little bit more. But it went out, so we're both at the same stage right now. Sydney's so close to getting the flame. She's getting the sparks, but nothing's catching on to the frayed edge. Paxton's had a couple of times where it caught. How's your finger, Sid?
It's good.
Yeah. Both survivors working really hard. Look. Build. All right, get some flames now. Now the trick is to build it up. It's got to get up to that rope. Paxton's got a pretty good flame going. It's just a little bit behind the rope. Sydney's got a flame going. It's a little bit in front of the rope. There you go. All right, it's got a good spot. We just need to get a little bit higher. Sydney is nurturing her. Oh. Paxton's got a blaze going. Sydney's trying to save her flame. Paxton now has a fire hitting that rope. Starting to get a little bit of an inferno going. Let's see if it'll last. Nurturing that fire. Don't give up, Sydney. Paxton's fire keeps flirting with the rope. Sometimes it's touching it, sometimes it's not.
Trying to get it to where it's hitting that rope consistently. It's doing a pretty good job. Let's see if it'll burn through. There you go, it's roaring now. Come on. He's perfectly positioned it. Sydney's flame's starting to get a little bit bigger. She's still in it, she's not giving up. Paxton, keeping that flame right on the rope. Sydney trying to build her flame up. She's getting it slow and steady. That rope is now on fire for Paxton. Should snap anytime. There we go. Paxton wins his first challenge and wins $500 towards his total. Way to go.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you finally got that dub, bro.
Yes, sir.
Feeling good about it?
It's about time, but it happened in the right time.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. Have you guys ever started a fire like this, Sydney?
No, sir.
Yeah.
It's the first time.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man, that you guys were able to complete it, and you know, you guys paid off, right? Like, I mean, it's a lot of hard work in the beginning, but then look at this. You see what happens, like you put that time and energy into it, something really cool gets to happen.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I mean, it's been an incredible experience. So what are some of the feelings now? Like, this is the last challenge that you guys will do on Survivor. What are some things going through your mind, Paxton?
It's felt like I've been out here for a month, but after this one challenge, it set in how short of time
Yeah.
it was, and it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Not waking up on the floor
Yeah.
with mosquitoes everywhere.
Gotcha. All right, Sydney. So, getting ready for the finale.
Yes, sir.
Like, are you ready? You ready for the experience to be done, or are there some other things you just kind of like, man, there's things I want to be different now after Survivor?
I feel like I'm kind of gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like once we leave, I'm gonna miss it out here. I'm gonna miss being with these amazing people all the
Yeah.
time. But I'm also ready to take a nice shower.
Okay.
I'm ready to see how much we did together
Yeah.
and coming together as a team and really working for the kingdom of God. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, again, so proud of you guys. An amazing job at your final challenge.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys again at the finale.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Yes, sir.
head on back. We'll see you later.
It's awesome. All right, so before we start talking, need to remind you one more time, you've got about 2 more minutes to give to help Paxton or Sydney pull away from the pack to be crowned the title of Sole Survivor. So once again, be sure to text the amount and the survivor's name to this number, 912-559-5506. One last time, the amount, the survivor's name, to 912-559-5506. All right, Paxton, let's talk about this, man. You finally got your win, and it was at a great time. Tell me about how it felt. Tell me about some of the difficulty with building the fire. Just what was that like for you?
So I didn't realize how much you had to nurture the actual flame, and that kind of set me back a little bit. But
Yeah.
it all worked out. I'm not gonna complain a single bit.
Yeah.
A dub is a dub.
There you go. That's right. That's right. Well, you came away with it. So, okay, hand that to Sydney for me real quick. So, Sydney, you came in to Survivor with your finger was broken, right? You had a cast on it. So, I don't know if you guys heard in the video, I asked her how her finger was doing because she took off the cast to do the fire challenge. Sorry, Mom and Dad. But she was like, nothing's going to stand in my way. And so she gave it to me, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And so, I mean, you were giving it everything you got. Like, could you feel some of that, like, as you were striking it? Like, did you feel any pain in that, or it just wasn't affecting it at all?
No, sir. My finger was it was feeling pretty fine during
Yeah.
that challenge. I took the splint off because I was scared my finger canoe was going to catch on fire.
Okay,
But
that's a healthy fear. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I think from watching that video, it's pretty evident that I had never made a fire before. But I was just trying my best to hang in there.
Yeah, for sure. And what was really cool, we didn't get to see like all of it, but you guys saw in the video that her flag was up at the end because we just wanted her to go ahead and finish. And so it was only a little bit after Paxton's flag went up that Sydney's flag went up after that too. And so I think both of you guys just kind of both exemplified just persistence, right? Just not giving up. I know that was like really difficult, and I feel like with all of our survivors, like, this isn't stuff that you just do like on a regular basis, right? Like no one's going in their backyards, building these huge apparatuses to practice or compete. And so being out there, doing things you've never done before, really just showed just how determined you guys were to take part in this game and to be a part of really what we're trying to do through Speed the Light Survivor, which is raise money through Speed the Light to help bring in equipment and resources for the Jerusalem School. And then also now with this opportunity to build water wells in Africa with everything that comes over 25,000, like that's such a big deal. So I want us to kind of go around. We're going to talk just one more time down the line, and we can let's go all the way down to Millard. Millard, you get ready, my guy. And let's just talk about, being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. Right, and just kind of what that has meant as you've gone through this experience.
What it has meant for me is like, because I wasn't there much, so like, I just felt like, even though I wasn't there and I couldn't raise the most money, at least any little bit helps, and then like.
No, that's a big deal. So you're just kind of realizing like, hey, whatever I can bring to the table, whatever I can give, it matters. And like the whole like deal when it comes to giving through Speed the Light, right, is that we don't look at the person who gives the most and says that person did the most through Speed the Light, right? Like everyone just gives out of what they can do. Right, and so any amount that has gone into this, right, has made a difference in someone's life. So just know, like, I'm gonna encourage you, man. Just as our first one to go home, like you still made an incredible dent and still made an incredible impact in people's lives, man, for everything you did. So absolutely, go ahead and hand off to Ridley. Ridley, what about you, man? Like, just did any of this experience help you kind of think like outside of just your own world and just kind of what it means to be a part of something like that?
It definitely did. I'm still kind of just overwhelmed with how cool it is to be here.
Yeah.
Just being a part of something this big, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And even if I didn't have the biggest impact, I still was able to be a part of something.
Yeah.
God praises a cheerful giver, so I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, give it up for him. That's great. Yeah, Elena. So, what about you? Like, even you had all of those victories kind of on your survivor journey, but that in comparison to what you've been able to do just through Speed the Light, how did those things kind of compare?
It's very inspiring to think about how much you're helping the children there, and it's kind of sad to think about that it's not free for them to learn about Jesus Christ like everyone else is. And I think I heard you say this earlier in the week, but it's going to make such a big difference when you get to heaven and you see all the faces there that are there because of the discipleship that we raise money for.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah. So tomorrow, one of the things, I didn't get to show you this, but I think I showed it to like the final 3 or final 4. I had my phone with me. I snuck it into camp. And I pulled up the Jerusalem School's Instagram page. Because so I've been there, I've been to the school, and a lot of a misconception like could be that okay, well they don't they're just completely different from us. And what I was showing, because a lot of the stuff that we talk about is sensitive, it's culturally sensitive, and so it's stuff that we can't talk about on air and stuff like that. And so, but I showed them pictures just to kind of show like these are kids that like they have athletics at this school. They have, they sit in classrooms. Like it's not, because we come up with mental pictures sometimes when it comes to like the Middle East and stuff like that. But these are students that are just like you. that are going to school, and their families that are like, I just want my kid to have like a solid education, regardless of what they believe. But they know that Jesus is going to get taught there, but they don't care. They just want their kid to have a really great education. So, so to know that these are students just like you, and you're like, it's like helping people just like you. Like, what does that mean to you?
This means like everything to me, like just to know that there's someone out there who just wants to run, who wants to swim, who wants to like just play ball, like, but they don't have the chance, they don't have the materials they need. Like, I want to give them the opportunity just to do that, like to go out and have fun, go out and talk about Jesus Christ. So now we've given them the opportunity with like friends and family and businesses all pitching in. This means like the world to me.
That is so cool. I love that, Samara. Very cool. All right, Sydney, what about you? So just, you know, in this journey, we talked a lot about Speed the Light. We talked a lot about giving and kind of what that means. But for you personally, like we talked about just during your quiet time, and you talked about Proverbs and how the Lord was just kind of speaking to you even through a lot of that. Like, what do you feel like after Survivor life is going to be like for you, just with what God has kind of showed you throughout this week? I give them really tough questions, and I don't give them a lot of time to really think about this. So you're doing a great job.
I would say being out there, it was such a growing experience.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've grown so much from just being out there for a week.
Yeah.
And I know that this is something I'm never going to forget. I don't think any of us are going to forget it. And I think that being out there and experiencing something like that and sharing it all together, like, you're going to carry it with you into everyday life.
Yeah.
And you're going to carry what you learned out there and what you saw out there. And, like, our bond, it grew so much closer from just being out there for a week. So I think that's something that you can't really move on from, and it's something that you grow with in your everyday life.
That's awesome. Very cool. You guys give it up for Sydney again. Paxton, kind of bring us home, man. This experience, what life is going to be like after Survivor, and just kind of what God's kind of laid on your heart as you've walked through this journey.
This experience has been, I would say it's been good for all of us in many different ways. But for me, I've hit on this a couple times, but thankfulness, and with my relationship with God, it's supposed to be one way.
Yeah.
So I want to go to God with thanks and thanksgiving, because He's done a lot for me that a bunch of people don't get to have and experience, and I don't want to just waste that. So I just want to thank Him for all that, because I don't deserve any of it, because we're all full of sin. And this experience just really opened my eyes to all that stuff.
Yeah.
And how privileged we really are.
Yeah, for sure.
Being able to live in the United States and being free, and the freedom to express our religion. So, I mean, just to fathom that someone else doesn't get to have the same opportunities as us is really, like, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful to be a part of this experience.
Yeah.
And just to help these people.
That's awesome. You guys give it up for one more time. That's great. So, I mean, as you can see, I mean, each and every one of our survivors is just absolutely incredible. You know, we just love what God just kind of just did through their life. Not just the challenges, the lack of food, the bugs that just never seem to go away. It doesn't matter. I think they ate our bug spray, okay? I think it just invited them to come closer to us. But, you know, there was that part of it, but I think also there was moments and glimpses where God just kind of like showed up in that quiet time. And I love, Paxton, how you talk about the thankfulness and how even like it changes the way that we pray. Right, that we're not just coming to God with our laundry list of concerns, like everything that He can do for us, but when we go into prayer, like we open it up with thankfulness and gratitude and everything that He's done for us. And so just know this, man, like just as my position and what I do for in the state of Georgia, working with youth pastors and youth ministries and things like that, like I am moved. I'm so blown away by you guys and just everything that you've been sharing and everything that you guys have done this week. And so we do something with Georgia Youth with Speed the Light called 1 in 5,000. And so it's a challenge that we give to all the Georgia students that say, hey, we think we can get 5,000 students to give $100 or more to Speed the Light. It's based out of the story in Scripture about the feeding of the 5,000. Right, where Jesus takes a little boy's lunch and He multiplies it and it grows and it feeds not just 5,000, but there's even leftovers, this abundance. And like what it seems little in our hands, right, in the hands of the Lord, it multiplies and it grows. And so because of everything you guys have done already this week, you guys have more than earned your spot in 1 in 5,000. And so we're gonna send. So this is our 1 in 5,000 shirt for 2023. So we're gonna send one to all of you guys. And then at Youth Convention in the fall, we're gonna have a special VIP area that's gonna be just for you guys and the other 1 in 5,000 members. So man, I'm just looking forward to everything that's gonna be accomplished because of you guys giving up of this week to serve and to just have fun, suffer a little bit, but for the most part, really just being blown away about how God is using you guys this week. So super excited about that. I think we're going to go ahead and close things down, and I think we've got our final total. We're going to show before we announce the winner. We're going to show the total amount raised through Speed the Light. Okay, are you ready? We got it in the back. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's look. $25,247.34. Come on. Woo. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so what that means you guys completed the project for the Jerusalem School. So they're going to get everything that they need. That's absolutely amazing. Way to go. And man, I'm really excited. And I think everyone's ready to know who won, right? All right, let me take that. Thank you. Just, I don't want you to throw this in case it's you, I don't want you spiking it on the ground. Man, just one more time, guys, let me just say how proud of you I am. And we're so grateful to everybody who took part in this. We're grateful to all of the crew that's helped out to make all of this possible. Can we give it up for all of our camera crew, sound crew? We need to also give it up for Pastor Simon Franklin, the youth pastor here at Church of the Groves. Man, just so amazing. Pastor Ben and Christy Steffens that have allowed this youth to participate in this and to really just served in such tremendous ways. I think we are ready. Do I even know who the winner is? Nod your head if I know who the winner is. Okay, all right. I do know who the winner is. All right. The winner of Season 3 of Speed the Light Survivor. So, by the way, when you go home, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go out. Okay, no. All right. Here we go. The winner of Speed the Light Survivor, Season 3, is... The beans continue. Sydney! Let's go! Yeah! Congratulations! Come on, y'all love on this girl. Amazing, amazing. Hey, do me a favor. Will you stand to your feet and give it up for all these survivors? Come on. Hey! Hey, listen, we just want to say a big thank you again to everyone who contributed to help make Speed the Light Survivor happen again for a third season. We want to thank everyone who has given. We thank all of our key sponsors, man, for helping make this happen and for really just being generous. And once again, thank you to these amazing survivors. And Pastor Simon's up here. Give it up, Pastor Simon.
Hey, real quick, can y'all give it up for Pastor Johnny Mendoza for coming? Listen. He was at 4 weeks of camp before this and came and did this. He brought his family with him, and we're just so appreciative for it. And so we got him a little something to say. Thank you for coming and sacrificing his family and everything to do this. So y'all give it up one more time for Pastor Johnny.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, yeah, I hope, wow, this is great. You know me so well. Thank you. Once again, y'all, thank you guys so much. It was a joy to host and get to meet all these incredible youth. And we're looking forward to what God's going to do in the future. So if you're still tuning in, we love you. Have a great night. If you're here in the house, we love you. Give it up for yourselves one more time. Come on.